Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Saturday. This is Devils After Dark, coming live from the Primetime Radio studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey where it's snowing outside and Scotty's 38-degree Fahrenheit weather in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. But his Michael J. Fox Studios uses coal to heat up in the confines of his own home. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils lose another one due to a lot of things. Scotty, I can't see. Can you help me? I'm trying to find the button.
Where are you? I don't see you.
I don't know.
I don't see you. Where are you?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't see. I mean, I feel like I'm looking right at you, but I don't see you. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
Oh, you didn't see me almost trip, huh?
I mean, I'm looking right at you, but somehow I don't see you. I don't know how that happens. I don't understand how that happens. I mean, I'm using my eyes. I'm looking right at you. And somehow I don't see you. I don't know.
Oh, I can see you now. I'm using my other glasses.
Oh,
on top
maybe
of my
that's what it
glasses.
is.
Yeah.
For a second, I just thought maybe you were John Cena, or maybe Luke Hughes is. Because obviously you can't see him. So maybe Luke Hughes is John Cena, and we never knew that all along. Huh. That might be the answer to our question. Wow. Well, hello. How's everyone doing? I think I already know the questions that is on everybody's mind that we will get to. But hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Twitter. Hello, Instagram. Hello, Twitch. Everywhere. Boy, I wonder what tonight's topic might be about.
I'm making graphics right now.
Okay. It was supposed to be the Hughes Bowl. Number 2. But unfortunately, Jack Hughes, as we all know, suffered an injury last night, upper body. Haven't really gotten any official word on that. Although we did hear that Connor Bedard, apparently he tried to eat a really tough chicken tender. And then when he went to bite down, it broke his jaw. I don't know what happened. And then Foligno, he ordered some chicken tenders. And instead of picking them up with his fingers, he decided to try and cut them. And when he went to press into, the chicken tender was so tough that he broke his hand. Like when sometimes those chicken tenders, they ain't so tendy. Anyway, no Jack Hughes tonight. So it's Hughes Bowl -1. Luke and Quinn. Graham Clark making his debut. And, once again, this is the second half of a back-to-back for the Devils at home, where we know they've struggled, not only in the back-to-backs, but just, playing at home in general. And they're playing a red-hot Vancouver Canucks team, who is one of the top teams in the Western Conference. And we know they're going to come out flying, and they're a good team, and they're well-coached. They eat a lot of crab legs, according to Sam Wu, with Rick Tocchet. And, yeah, they came ready to play. And in the first period, I got to look at this, actually, just to confirm. I know what it was on the Vancouver side. It was 5. No scoring in the first period. But the Canucks outshot the Devils 17-5. 17-5. And it's not often where we will say that a goalie who gave up 5 goals in a game had a good one, had a good performance. But I think Nico Daws made a number of very, very impressive saves tonight along the way of giving up 5 goals in this game. So, yeah, bit of a topsy-turvy one going on. But, yeah, let's just say that first period, no scoring, but the Canucks outshot the Devils 17-5. So that should paint the picture of what's going on here. I'm sure every Devils fan was like, oh, boy, here we go. Game number 2 of the old back-to-backs. And you could sense that the crowd was just kind of waiting to get into it. And they did. They did. But in the second period, started out with more Vancouver. 3 straight goals. Hey, there's everyone over there at American Whiskey. Hopefully having themselves an Ant Crew brew. Take care. Peyton, Alejandra, and all the bartenders over there. Oh, yeah. Drinking the sorrows away after this Devils loss. But the Canucks got 3 straight goals within a 5-minute span. You got Pettersson with the deflection there first at 41 seconds into the second period. That's his 16th, by the way. And then JT Miller follows it up with a goal at 3:33. Hey, 3:33, down back Daryl, little Pantera. He gets his 17th. Oh, and by the way, Quinn Hughes got an assist on that first goal and the second goal. That's number 37 and 38. Oh, and Quinn got one on the second Pettersson goal as well. So he's got 39 assists on the year. Woo! Baby. Those Hughes boys all around. But either way, 3 straight goals for the Vancouver Canucks within the first 5 minutes of the period. JT Miller gets his 3:33 and then 4:37. So what's that? A $1.04 apart from each other. Not what the home crowd was looking for, but Colin Miller says, you know what? I'm tired of this goose egg on my back. No goals as a New Jersey Devil. Well, I'm going to switch that up. And he gets the Devils on the board not too long after that second JT Miller goal. An even strength one at 6:43 of the second period to make it 3-1. And all these goals that the Devils scored had a bit of a theme to them. They were all from long range. And this was just a nasty ripper from Miller. Beat Thatcher Demko. Blocker side. It was through some traffic, but it had a little barbecue sauce on it over there. And okay, get the Devils back on the board. It's 3-1, and the game kind of goes into a little bit more of a Vancouver-sided affair. But the Devils are holding on. Nico Daws is making some saves. And then with less than a minute to go in the period, what is this? 23 seconds to be exact. Eric Haula gets the Devils within 1 to make it 3-2 at 19:37. Another even strength goal. His 9th of the year coming from Jesper Bratt and Luke Hughes. And this was the one the Devils were on the rush. Transition game. You got Luke, Jesper, and Eric Haula coming up. And Jesper Bratt gets into the zone. He makes the pass across to Eric Haula, who, again, rips it from far range. And this one, nasty wrister, goes off the pipe. You hear the ka-ting and in. So, wicked shot there by Eric Haula to get the Devils within 1. It's 3-2. Okay. Got a little surge, a little breathing room. Crowd is now into it. Okay, 3-2. We are the comeback kids. See what they can do here. But 12 seconds later, yes, 12 seconds later, with only 11 seconds left in the period, the Devils immediately give a goal back to the Canucks right off the face-off. It was kind of like they were just standing around watching the play, expecting the Canucks not to do anything. in the last, few seconds of the period there. And Connor Garland just takes it right in. And Nico Dawes, I think he was just pumped up from the scenario, but maybe challenged a little too much on this shot, as Garland is able to just go and do a little wraparound behind the net and boom, put it in. And it's just like, wait, what? What just happened? I thought we were within what? No, 4-2? Oh, okay. Well, doesn't that suck? Talk about putting the pin in the balloon right there. Just before the end of the period, puts the Canucks back up 4-2. And now you're thinking, oh, don't like this. Don't like this. But maybe, just maybe, the Canucks may try to sit back and just play defense and let this short-handed Devils team come back, maybe try to make a comeback and push on the offensive side. Well, 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the period, Pettersson gets his second goal of the game to make it 5-2. 5-2. So they give it back at the end of the second, and then 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the third, they let up another one. Even strength goal again. This was Quinn Hughes' 39th assist and third point of the night. And then you're thinking 5-2. Yeah. You can put this one to bed. Not going to be any comeback tonight. 3 goals in the third period. Second game of a back-to-back. You're not feeling too confident. But these Devils have shown that they are the comeback kids. And no matter what, and this game is proof, no matter what, they are never 100% out of it. Because this team has the firepower, even without Dougie Hamilton in the lineup, even without Timo Meier in the lineup, even without Jack Hughes in the lineup. This team can still score. And who did they get these goals from? 2 people I don't think anyone was expecting. Colin Miller again with another nasty wrist shot from far. None of the Devils' goals were scored like in close, dirty goals or, really like pretty tip shots or something like that. They're all scored from far range, beating Demko. So you get Colin Miller about halfway through the third at 11:07. He gets his second goal as a Devil, his second goal of the game. And who gets the assist on that one? Chris Tierney, who's actually starting to rack up some points a little bit for a fourth line center. Chris Tierney gets his third. And then who else is on there? Brendan Smith. Old chicken tendies. Tough tendies. Instead of tough titties, we got tough tendies coming from Brendan Smith. Oh, sorry. PG broadcast. My bad. Forget that first one I said. Let's just go with tough tendies. Tough tendies from Brendan Smith. He gets his
I thought you said tough Wheaties. Like
Wheaties. That's what I said. I said Wheaties. Yeah.
Breakfast of Champions.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So Colin Miller pulls the Devils within 2. 5-3 now at 11:07. Even strength goal. And just less than 2 minutes later, old tough tendies, he gets his second as a Devil. And of the season, Brendan Smith. Multi-point game for him tonight, as well as Jesper Bratt and Eric Halla. But Brendan Smith gets his second. And it puts the Devils within 1, 5-4 at 12:54 of the third period. And this one was a big blast from Brendan Smith. It kind of ricocheted a little bit off the Canucks defenseman's stick and kind of just tweaked it going up a little bit. Didn't go too high, but right into the back of the net. And Colin Miller, was Miller's the one that went off? Oh, no, that was the Eric Halla goal that went off the pipe. Miller was, that's right. They cut in, pass, and then wrister. Boom. So now you got 5-4 with about, 7 minutes left in the game? Okay. I could see this happening. The crowd is jacked up. Everyone's going nuts in there. This team that was just down 5-2 is now suddenly at 5-4. This is the firepower that they have. Again, without a Dougie, without a Timo, without a Jack. That's pretty damn impressive. 5-4. Look at this. The Devils get a power play. Can the special teams come through and tie it up here in the third period to put the Rock into a frenzy? Well, let's get this power play underway. Let's see what happens. Luke Hughes is going to bring the puck up. Oh! Not only does he get tripped with the stick, but whoever it was from the Canucks sticks their skate out and trips the other foot as well. Now you maybe say, oh, this was behind the play and officials missed it. Sam Wu, do we have the shot?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now, Scotty.
Okay.
But I could give you the shot, but I'm just worried. This came from Beer Baron. It's a trapezoidal angles. Hold on.
Let's look at this here.
Hold on a second. I muted you for a second. Sorry.
Here we go. Okay, now let's look at this. So, where is this official's point of view? It seems to me that he's looking directly at the trip that was happening, I don't know, 8, 9, maybe 10 feet in front of him. If you cannot see 10 feet in front of you, you probably should not be an official for a professional sports league. I'm thinking maybe, the beer league down the block can use, the guy that can only see out of one eye or something like that. I don't know. Does he not have peripheral vision? Does he not have straight-on vision?
Scotty, I caught something.
Okay.
He dropped his glasses on that play. If you zoom in, Scotty, I see it near the M&M's logo. He dropped his glasses. Here, let's just zoom in real quick. This is exclusive. I don't know, news. Here, look, the glasses. He couldn't see.
I love the the background on those glasses too.
Well, I was in the middle. I was in the middle of trying to remedy that, but you went too quick.
Sam Wu trying to get a transparent background.
Yeah, I was trying, and it failed miserably because I didn't get it done in time. But
it kind of goes. That kind of keeps. Listen, we want to keep the theme the same of failing miserably. So that works perfectly for this situation right here, Sam Wu. Yeah. Because it looks to me, even though that might not be the most HD picture. And by the way, hat tip to our boy Beer Baron, quote unquote, Mr. and Crew himself, for sending us this screenshot because he's infuriated. I'm infuriated. Every Devils fan out there is infuriated. This should have been a 5-on-3 penalty for about $1.50 or so for the Devils. How this was missed, honestly, it doesn't even surprise me. How many times have we seen this so far this year with the officials directly staring at a play that is a penalty and they don't call it? And I know I heard from Chico on the radio broadcast. I know I heard from Dano. He said the same thing on the TV broadcast. Sometimes the officials don't want to, put the game into their hands. But then they both followed up with saying, that's a penalty. You have to call that. That is just a blatant penalty. And you're looking right at it. It is not the Devils' fault that the Canucks went and tripped Luke Hughes, not only with their stick, but the skate as well. Yet somehow, no dice, no call. Did I miss something? Oh, I'm sorry. I was only staring right at this play, and I still missed it. Like we've said, NHL officiating is kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club from Christmas Vacation. Clark, that's the gift that keeps giving the whole year. Just absolutely terrible. Like, honestly, the NHL has to look into this because it's just so atrocious at this point. It's like basically laughable. They are a joke. I don't know how you can miss that. And I don't want to see any ticky-tack calls. This was not a ticky-tack call.
Scotty, you got some breaking news here.
Uh-oh. And we were going to get to the Siegenthaler to just add on to the happiness, but go ahead.
Oh, that's what it was.
Go ahead.
You want me to break?
We didn't say it yet. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, according to the score.com, Jonas Siegenthaler has a broken foot, says Lindy Ruff.
Yeah. So we didn't mention that because we kind of glanced over the first period, but he did block a shot. And obviously that didn't go so well either. Good for Siegs, getting the way, doing his thing, trying to get those shot blocks. But another defenseman goes down. Seamus Casey, are you ready? No.
Seamus, drop out of college now. Don't worry about that next test or that midterm. Drop out of college now.
Midterms are canceled. You're going to the NHL.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Now you're looking around wondering, before we were wondering, hey, is Fitzy going to make a move? Now it's almost like he has to, I feel like. They got to get another veteran presence in there. They're just so dinged up. And, yeah, I don't know. I think there'll definitely be something now. I mean, the fact that it's broken. Ugh. We'll see what goes on. But, man, this Devils defensive corps, they have taken some hits this year. That's for sure.
Can I interject here? How broken is it? Is anyone's guess? Because I broke my foot once.
Is this a comedy thing from like 1950s?
No.
How broke is it?
Well, if it's non-displaced a fracture like I had, you could be on skates in about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
That's still not good either way. Either way, it's bad news for the Devils. So yeah, either way, the Rock explodes in anger against the officials. The Devils don't get that. They don't score on the power play. And yeah, in the end, the Devils, they didn't play a great game. They had a good run for, again, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this game. But overall, they didn't play well. You can't blame the officials on everything because there's no guarantee that they would score in a 5-3, although the odds are much greater. So, yeah, the Devils have to look at themselves in the mirror, but the NHL needs to look at the officiating and say, hey, we got a problem here. Because there are so many just blatant calls being missed. And go ahead and watch the replay of it. He's looking right at the play. So it was bad enough I had to hear Linda Cohn last night on known Ranger fan Linda Cohn on SportsCenter saying that Brendan Smith's hit was too high into the head and everything like that when it clearly wasn't. You can ask the Blackhawks coach. You can ask all the Blackhawks fans, actually. Reading some of the socials. Yeah, kid's got to keep his head up. But that wasn't a dirty hit. Everyone except Linda Cohn and Kachuk. But now we got a Jack Hughes injury. Now we got a Siegenthaler injury, which is going to be more long-term. Hopefully Jack isn't, too serious. But I don't really have any official words on it. So, I don't know. Either way, Lindy pulls Nico Dawes, tries to pull the old gambler routine, but the Devils are unable to score on the 6-4. And then in the 6-5 situation, Joshua does get down and puts in the empty net goal at 18:49 to seal the deal for the Canucks. 6-4 shots on goal. Holy hell. Tell me this doesn't look like the classic Devils second game of a back-to-back. For the Canucks, 17, 15, 10 for a total of 42 shots. Like we said, even though Nico Dawes let up 5, he still had a pretty strong game. Did you see that one that he stopped on Quinn Hughes right at the start of the third period? I thought that was home. Nico came out and just flashed that glove and robbed Quinn for the Devils. 5-11-9 for a total of 25. Oh, boy. 0 for 2 on the power play. Again, they win the faceoffs. We know about that. 34 to the Canucks 26. 11 hits to 10 for the Canucks. The Devils had 19 blocked shots. Unfortunately, one of them broke the foot of Jonas Siegenthaler. So, Devils lose on home ice again. They make it interesting. The officials say, hold my beer. We're going to make it even more interesting and piss everybody off. But they come up short. That's the big news here is they lose on home ice and they have only won one game in the second half of a back-to-back. What are they now? So they're not, what are they? 1-7-1 in back-to-backs? I think that's what it is. And just looking at the old, so they're 1-7-1. Half of their losses on the season have come as the second half of a back-to-back. Jeez. Either way, Devils now sit at 44 points. They got one game in hand on the Flyers and the Hurricanes. Flyers are up 2 points on them. Devils, however, have the win total over the Flyers and the Icelanders. So again, each game we're going to see these playoff standings kind of alter and change and flip and flop all over the place. But let's check in here with the king of the football calls, Sam by God Woo, who I know was down there at American Whiskey earlier today for the Rangers Suck fortune cookies. Now he made his way back. And by the way, everyone out there, I know the weather's getting a little crazy in Jersey. Hello there at American Whiskey. Woo! We see you. There we go. I know the weather's getting a little crazy over there, so please be safe out there driving. Sam, I know you were listening and you were watching some of this game and kind of all over the place as you were trying to get back home a little bit early to the dungeon of Mrs. Wu's Displeasure Palace. What did you feel about this game?
Well, I mean, the Devils did make it interesting. They started to come back. Nico Dawes played out of his mind, I thought, in the first period. And they peppered him with shots. He held the fort, gave the Devils an opportunity to right the ship. Second period, Canucks just kept on going.
Yeah.
They grabbed a big lead, 3-0 lead, and then Devils get one. Then in the end there, towards the end of the second period, they made it 3-2 the Devils. And then while I was in the car driving, I'm thinking, okay, haven't we heard this before? If we could just get through these final seconds of this period to make it 3-2, we're in great position. And then, boom, it was a buzzkill. It was a buzzkill. It was like an April Fool's Day joke. It's like, hey, we're down by one goal. Nope. No, you're not. And But to the Devils' credit, they kept on coming. And they made it very, very interesting. Now, in fairness to the officiating, okay, the Devils didn't lose this game because of the officiating. They put themselves in this hole, right?
Yep.
It's just the officiating was terrible. And, again, was it a make-up non-call? Because he obviously saw it. So was he like, okay, Luke, the rookie, just kind of like, okay, you could dive a little bit, even though it's obvious, but I don't know. I'm just trying to, I don't know what goes through a referee's head in that situation, but, the whole, I never liked the makeup call, the non-makeup call, if it was 5-on-5, I would have made that call, but I don't want to be the story in the headlines that I made that call. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Shame on the Vancouver Canucks. I mean, was it JT Miller that did that?
I don't know who. I don't remember who it was, but
yeah, it was JT Miller. Looks like so, and even he looked back at the ref after that play. So, it was obvious it was a missed call. 5-on-3 doesn't still guarantee that the Devils would have tied it up. It just certainly, it just
better odds. That's all.
Yeah, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and that's not what you want to do to your fans of the National Hockey League. And at the same token, and people may hate me saying this, but referees are human too. They do make mistakes. The human element of the game is what makes the game great, and it also makes the game really, you just want to really be pissed off. But that's the human element of the game. That's something you have to live with. Maybe next time, New Jersey Devils, don't get down 3-0. Because once these things happen, there's nothing you can do. You can't just rely on the refs. You have to. Yeah. You got to take care of business early. And this is still a relatively young team, the Devils. They'll learn from this. And good teams, or should I say great teams, would take that opportunity as a learning lesson to say, hey, the refs aren't going to help us any bit. We got to help ourselves. Had we cut down maybe 2 or 3 of these goals or these shots against Nico Dawes, maybe we could have won the game without the refs. So that's all I really have to say about that.
Yeah, it's just tough. You can't put this, the loss on the refs. It was on the Devils for coming out and not playing a full 60 minutes, for going down, for going to sleep in the last 15 seconds of the second period and allowing that immediate response goal by Garland. That wraparound shot there. It was like it was like everyone was just like, what? Are we still playing? I thought the period was over. So they put themselves in this hole. They tried to dig themselves out, and they made a valiant effort for it. And who knows? Maybe they would have scored on a 5-on-3. I don't know. You don't know. No one will ever know. But obviously the odds of a power play, success go up greatly, in the 5-on-3 situation, especially for that long amount of time. It's just a tough one that I don't think anyone, if it was Vancouver, I think all their fans would be screaming. If it was a Devils player that did that trip, I think they would all be screaming as well. And it's just a bad call. It leaves a bad taste in the mouth. But the Devils shouldn't have put themselves in that situation. They could have played some better defense tonight. Nico Dawes, like you said, this game could have been well out of hand in that first period if Nico Dawes didn't make all those. 17-5, they were outshot in that first period.
Yeah,
this continues with the Nico Dawes did great, but this continues with the the second game of the back-to-back woes, that this team has. It's something they've struggled with all season, and it looks like it's going to be one of those, Achilles heels for the 23-24 hockey season for them.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Dawes, the one he gave up right before the second period ended. I mean, was it the wraparound, if I'm not mistaken?
At the end of the second, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was the only questionable one on Dawes, but it was just bad defense all around, lackadaisical, just what's going on, guys? I know you're tired. You played the night before. But you know what? This is where the added beefalytics come in. Look, Mikey McLeod got things started, I believe, on the face-off on that first goal, if I'm not mistaken. So, I don't want fans to just get depressed over it. But the second half of the back-to-backs, this is a work in progress. I expected them to lose today, even though I predicted 8-2 victory during Game Day Live. But I kind of expected them to lose just because it's the second half of a back-to-back. They're not easy. How many more do we have? Like 6 or 7? 8? 8 of them?
We have 7 more. We have 16 altogether. So this was number 9. We're 1-7-1 in the second half of back-to-backs.
So, but now comes the injuries. How long is Jack Hughes going to be out for? Timo Meier put on IR. Now Jonas Siegenthaler. But this team still had enough firepower, even without him, to really make it interesting against a very good Vancouver Canucks team.
Yeah.
So, again, it's one of those things. Look, they really got to straighten out this defense. They're not consistent. I liked what they did against the Blackhawks, where they kind of fought back, and I kind of liked a little bit that they were chirping with the Canucks. So I want to see more of that. I want to see more emotion. I want to see heart out of this team till Jack Hughes, Siegenthaler, and Timo Meier come back into the lineup.
And unfortunately, we don't know when that's going to be. And now you're looking at a team that is down their top pairing of defense to start the season, with Siegenthaler and Dougie both out of the lineup, which means you may get even more inexperienced on that back end. We know Nemec has been great. Luke Hughes has been great. Kevin Ball has been, I think, getting better. He's had his moments where he's been out of position. But I feel like a lot of these things are those growing pain learning moments where you've seen some very good strides from some of these young defenders, but they're going to make mistakes. And now you're left with, Miller and Marino, and, Brendan Smith. Brendan Smith is better on the wing than he is on defense. So if you put him back there, okay, but you still need a 7th defenseman as well. So Fitzy's really got to look into this and see what's going on. How bad is that Siegenthaler break, like Sam Wu said? Is it something he needs surgery on, or is it something that's going to heal up in a month?
Yeah, I like to know about that. I mean, so Nemec, Hughes, you've got Marino, Ball,
Miller.
Oh, Colin Miller. How about Colin Miller tonight?
He had a good game. 2 goals. Nasty wristers from afar. Brendan Smith put another one in the back of the net. He had an assist as well. Haula had 2 points. Jasper Bratt had 2 points. Colin Miller had 2 points. So they got that supplemental scoring tonight. I know, Dubs. We don't have any choice. I know Smith will be back there. Cal Foote. What's going on with Cal Foote? Is now your time, Cal? Apparently Nolan is still injured, so Maybe it's the Cal Foot experiment about ready to happen. Just in time for us to go back down to Tampa Bay, his old stomping grounds. His team has got a couple days off. Let us hope that Jack Hughes is nothing serious and that he's back.
Dubs is like, foot will replace the broken foot.
There you go. It's written in the stars.
Dina5 says, sign Subban, Sam?
No. PK's doing just fine over there in the pregame shows and everything in the studio, so he'll rock and roll over there.
I'd rather sign Scott Niedermayer than PK Subban.
I bet you Niedermayer could probably skate with most of these guys still.
Oh, yeah.
But Fitzy's going to have to do something. I mean, I guess Cal Foot will be the next guy up here. We'll see. But they're going to have to make some sort of move. And we got to see what the injury is to Jack. That can be a massive hit to this team. Without him. Poof. Changes a lot. So let's hope that he's okay.
Hopefully it's just a pulled muscle.
Let's hope it's just that. Let's hope the Siegenthaler break doesn't need surgery or anything like that. And yeah, let's see what old Cal Foot has got to bring to the table. But yeah, Devils lose 6-4. The struggle continues in the second half of the back-to-backs. They make a valiant effort here, but they do come up short. And the officials infuriate not only every Devils fan, but every just hockey fan out there in general with a blatant miss of a trip while they're looking directly at the play. So either way, Devils got to play a full 60 when they go out there. That's the most important thing. Whether it's the first game of a back-to-back, whether it's the second game, whether it's just regular, who cares? They got to play 60 minutes every time they go out there.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get to rest up. I'm sure we'll get some news breaking tomorrow about some of these injuries. And, we'll be back. We'll be back here Sunday night, big show. Yours truly, Sam Wu, Beer Baron, Shorts Guy. I'm sure everyone will be in a fantastic mood after this one to discuss it tomorrow and the injury. Yes. Oh, it's 6 back-to-back? I thought it was 7. I thought this was number 9. I thought we had 16 back-to-backs this year. Maybe it's only 15. So we'll be back tomorrow night, though, Sunday night, to be talking about it. Hopefully you will be joining us again right here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network.
Bring
Sam
up
Wu, if he can.
Bring up Hataka. Sorry, Max.
There's another one. There you go. There's another one.
Also, Max, thank you for the super chat, the misery bucks before, and yeah, and
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Also, I want to plug a little bit, Scotty. JoinOurCrew.com. Yeah, JoinOurCrew.com. We launched a little website, so if you want to sign up to get the latest when our events are or where the Ant Crew Brew is going, joinourcrew.com. So
very nice.
Get that. We got people signing up. Joseph Lenham signed up. Max signed up. Paul Marino signed up. So people are going to the
very
website.
Cool.
Yeah, because they want to get the alerts on their phones. So if there's breaking news or something like that, you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alrighty. Getting out of here. I'm trying to find the button. Let's see here, Scotty. I found it. Got to work on that part of my producing. Sorry, I couldn't see. Couldn't see tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tripped over that. Anyway. All right. We'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday edition of the Let's Go Devils podcast. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you to all those listening, watching. Thank you to American Whiskey, Peyton, Alejandra, and everybody over there. Till next time, let's go Devils.